A lot of good news to talk about here. Returning of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, massive implications to the Lions defense. What a perfect time. Right at the right time when you're trying to make a push. That is freaking outstanding. Can't wait to talk about that. Dan Campbell, head coach of the year. Should he be it? Absolutely, and I'm going to give you my reasons why. Brad Holmes, should he be executive of the year? Absolutely, and I'm going to give you reasons why. Let's go. I know people are going to be, oh, you're just a homer because you're all picking Detroit Lions to be head coach of the year, executive of the year. Well, there's a really good reason why. It's not just because I'm a homer. I do look at other teams and what they're doing over there with their franchises, but what the Lions have done this year with player personnel, drafting, and getting to the expectations right now of potentially winning the NFC North for the first time ever, the division title for the first time in 30 years, it's hard not to look in that direction. It really is. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and do all the necessary stuff so you don't miss out on the latest Lions news and rumors here on Lions Nation. Now you get a fan perspective as well as a former player such as myself. So we'll start with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We'll work our way down. He has been activated for his 21-day window. That is fantastic, epic, great news for our Detroit Lions. I've been saying all year, he will come back, and he is coming back. And man, big relief to the Lions defense. We need to have him in there. There's a reason why we signed him in free agency. He is one of the best DBs in football, best safety regarding turnovers last year. The guy is our vocal leader. He is our communicator-in-chief in the back end, and that's the problems that we've been having. Plus, Jerry Jacobs obviously hasn't been playing well, so getting another player in here helps out, right? You turn around, you get Ifutu Malafanu, who kind of replaces what Tracy Walker's doing. Then you get a player such as Vildor, kind of replace Jerry Jacobs. And now you get another guy that can do multiple roles, safety, a little bit of nickel corner, all of that. It makes it flexible. Plus, he's really good. He is a guy who's been doing it at a high level. He's a veteran and high level in big games like the playoffs. He's been in the Super Bowl. He's won, I believe it's 4 out of 5 division titles since he's been in the NFL. He was talking about it. He may tear up when the Lions do it because he knows that the teams, or the players on this team, hasn't felt what winning is like. And so he talked about that. The guy's a leader, vocal leader, really good at what he does, gets a lot of turnovers. This is the time to get him back. Playoff push. You need your playmakers to be in for the big games. Talent does matter, and he's coming back at the right time. Personally, I don't think he's going to be ready for Sunday's game this Sunday, but look, he is a mutant, like Dan Campbell says. I would have my doubts. I'd probably suggest he'd be back for the Dallas game, but that's my personal opinion here. I got no facts on it. That's just my personal opinion, but perfect timing, right? If he were to come back to the Dallas game, Dallas, Vikings, playoff. Massive for the Lions secondary. It makes the players that we do have that you can put and do different set packages for these players flexible, so important. So important. When he went down, it was one of the worst injuries that potentially we could have all year. But, I mean, if you look at all the players that you have, you don't want to get injured. Obviously, Jared Goff comes in, or Aiden Hutchinson. You can look at a St. Brown, but then it's C.J. Gardner-Johnson, right? He's one of the guys that it really hurt us going down. So for him to come back now and we were able to hold the fort down throughout the middle of the season from week 3 on is big. So it is just fantastic news that he is on his way back. And I cannot wait to watch number 2 play in the game. Can't wait. Massive. Now we're waiting at James Houston. When is he going to get activated? Maybe next week for his 21-day window. That's probably what I would suggest. They're all very similar. Jason Cabinda was as well, but not really a big name if you ask me. Not much of a difference maker. But him and James Houston were the guys we're looking at, and one of them is on his way back. So great, great, great news for the Detroit Lions. Let's go ahead and talk about Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Start with Brad Holmes first, and really good article done here. I think it was John Dorsey was talking about it. Or Scott Pioli, sorry, was making that Brad Holmes should be executive of the year. I've been calling for it all year long. What he's did in this draft made this team really good. A lot of everybody down the Detroit Lions draft, at least the big media and local media. Everybody ripped on Brad Holmes for taking Jahmyr Gibbs at the 12th pick. I thought it was a great pick. I liked it. Jahmyr Gibbs was explosive. I knew that Ben Johnson would make this guy really good. Plus, we haven't had a great running back in a long time. And we as Lions fans have been complaining about it. Then when we get him with the 12th pick, people are upset. All the draft gurus were upset. All the people are upset. Like, look, man, if you like it or not, we know Brad Holmes knows what he's doing. That's the way that I put it. I like the pick. My pick was more of Sam Laporta, but I always defer. He knows way more than me. Brad Holmes knows way more than me, so I'm fine with it. Yeah, well, he's right. He definitely knows way more than me. Brad Holmes knows what he's doing, folks, in the draft. He gets Jahmyr Gibbs. This guy is right now could be the best running back in football. Best running back in football. You get David Montgomery in free agency, the best running back combination in football. A lot of people were mad that we didn't get Jamal Williams. Well, David Montgomery is an upgrade. A lot mad that you get Jahmyr Gibbs. He didn't care. He's going to get the guy. He's not going to take pressure of what Mel Kiper says. He's not going to take pressure of what NFL Network, the morning show, is going to say. He just does what he wants to do. He doesn't care what Mike Valenti says. He doesn't care what anyone else says. He's going to do what he does. And it worked out. He took Dan Campbell at 18. I love the pick. Jack Campbell is going to be a foundational piece for this team for many, many years. Turns around and gets Brian Branch. Amazing pick. Amazing pick. Doing great for the Detroit Lions. Sam Laporta, having one of the best tight end rookie seasons ever. No doubt in my mind that this guy should be executive of the year. He just gets better and better and keeps bringing in players. He knows how to evaluate talent. Does a great job. He got in C.J. Gardner-Johnson, which we haven't seen the fruits of labor because of the injury. It was a low deal, though. Alex Anzalone, everyone says, man, we shouldn't extend this guy. He's playing at a Pro Bowl level right now. Has there been players that has not worked out? 100%. Broderick Martin this year has not worked out, but not everyone's going to work out. I mean, there's no team gets every pick. It's if you can get more, that's where it lies. I don't know if you can look at another executive right now for this year of upgrading in talent as much as the Detroit Lions did. I mean, this rookie class is nuts. It's just absolutely ludicrous. You can look at San Francisco, but I do think that our rookie class is better than their rookie class. Now, last year it's different. You turn around, you get a Brock Purdy with the last pick in the draft. Right there, you should be executive of the year, no doubt about it. I think you're competing with San Francisco. What they consistently do with talent is absolutely amazing. Okay, just maybe Dallas Cowboys too. I thought they had a really good offseason. What Lions has done with these contributors is taken a team that's close to in contention right now. So I think it's got to go to Brad Holmes. Other teams are in contention, but I do think it's got to go to Brad Holmes. 100%. What he has done. Dan Campbell here, why I think he should be head coach of the year. The Lions haven't won the division in 30 years. We've been a terrible team forever. Okay? This team has gotten better each year under Dan Campbell. 3 wins the first year, 9 wins the second year. Now we're in 10 wins. We're about to win the division for the first time in 30 years. First time in 30 years. When he became a head coach, everybody mocked him, that he's a meathead, all of this, and all he's done is become one of the best head coaches in franchise history in 3 years. He has made this team buy in. They have bought in. The players have bought in. He hires good people around them. He sticks to his guns. He's an aggressive coach. Sometimes it bites you, but a lot of the times, like the Chargers game, it wins you. A lot of the times, like the New Orleans Saints, it wins you. It will bite you every once in a while, no doubt, but it wins you. He trusts his coaches. He hires good coaches around him. He beats up on teams. He has a great record with the NFC North the last 3 years. What he's done this year with this talent should make him head coach of the year. We could have, 11, 12, 13 wins. Because we're at 10 wins right now, about to win the division here if we win on Sunday. You can look at other coaches too, for sure. Over there doing it in Indianapolis, losing their quarterback, and they turn around and get Minshew. Yeah, you could look at the Cleveland Browns, but Jim Schwartz is a really good defensive coordinator. That's helping him out. I think you got to give it to Dan Campbell. Overall record, overall consistency, the performance, the players, they're buying in. I think it culminates to where, and right now he's the lead man. He should be the guy here as coach of the year. He should, 100%. The Lions got good leadership. The Lions got good players. And it all stems down. All stems down from Sheila Ford Hamp, Spielman, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, just everybody. These players have bought in. Everything is working. When it's working like a machine, you got to give it to them. There's been setbacks, no doubt, but you learn from the setbacks. We haven't lost a game, and we haven't lost more than one game in a row. That's pretty good. That means when you lose, you turn around, you get the players focused, and you continue to do it. 100%. So I got to give it to Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes. These guys have gotten it done. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts on the Detroit Lions in this staff here. With that said, folks, adios.